What is up, Earthnoids and Space Noids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are returning to UC0083 as we cover Mobile Suit Gundam, Char's Deleted Affair, Portrait of a Young Comet. We never mentioned the Portrait of a Young Comet part. Last time, Maharaja Khan had a flashback to his time being a mediator between Zeon Daikum and Degwan Zabi. We also saw a battle between Zeon Remnants and EFF as Georges pilots the Gundam G3 as a double agent. This episode, Natalie will finally make her moves on Char, while also learning about new type data from Nanai. Also, the hardliners start making their moves as Heinz's death and Maharaja's illness means Enzo has control. So let's get into this. Zoom City. The team is getting some rest after the recent battle. Char is on the sofa. Haman comes in and asks if they want to switch for the night. Char tells her that it is his duty to protect her, unless him being on the couch is really worrying to her. She says that is fine and tries to go back to bed. In another room, Andy and Fabian are bunking it up. He wonders if Andy likes him. He is softened up to Andy, and he also says he isn't too bad of a pilot as well. Andy looked at the battle data from the previous battle and congratulates him on handling a 4v1 situation quite well. In another room, Natalie is finishing her shower when Oksana heads out. She says not to mention this to the captain. Kaisis M. Bayer is heading out to the club for a little bit of indulgence. He meets with Oksana, along with other ladies. Nice. Kaisis wonders if Oksana's plan to win over Char and push him towards war is working. She says quite the opposite. He is motivated to wait it out longer. Kaisis suggests that they take them to the Zeon Museum, but they can't use Nanai, so they end up using Kamuji. Char, Haman, and Kamuji head to the museum. They're concerned for what they are about to see. Meanwhile, Natalie is amazed by all the data Nanai has collected about new types. Remember, she becomes Neo-Zeon's director of new type labs. She tries to explain to Natalie different attributes regarding new types. For example, Kamuji is an amazing pilot, but she is weak in the hostility attribute. Because she is weak in one attribute, she can't control funnels, even though her attributes in other areas are very high. Nanai believes she exhibits new type potential, but because she can't control funnels and lacks in one area, she isn't a new type. She doesn't outright say it, but this is assuming low aggression improves new type potential. Also, it should be noted that the opposite of this aggressive feeling is compassion, something that Nanai or Mesta runs away from in Beltachika's children, and more importantly, something that Amado is high in. However, they are still in the infancy phase when it comes to understanding new types and haven't completely figured it out. Also, the wiki says that Kamuji is a new type. You are wrong, wiki. Wrong. Although considering they don't know new types well yet, it could be that Nanai is also wrong. She mentions that there was a rise in Haman's natural state as there was a rise in data since UC0081 and wonders what that is. Natalie says that is when she met Haman for the first time. She then starts to question if she is the reason for Haman's behavior and begins denying Nanai's data. Nanai goes, "Girl, don't you dare deny my data." She then looks at the monitor and asks, "Who is this?" Nanai has no idea. She points to a girl named Yayoi. Meanwhile, on Axis, Ricardo went to Maharaja Khan to ask him to investigate the Enzo faction, but he was denied permission. Ricardo is going rogue on this mission and is a little anxious. He goes to spy on Yayoi in the Department of Welfare Division. He goes to see Yayoi serving drinks like a woman in the US from the 50s, or a woman in Japan from 2024. Oh, got him, Japan!
Strike!
Yayoi thinks she sees Ricardo, but then walks away. Once gone, Ricardo goes in and asks Yayoi's CO that he received orders from a higher-up to conduct a background check on the petty officer. The commanding officer says that she is a petty officer second class due to a military error and that she says she should be a CPO. However, he and the team believe that she should be a seaman second class. I assume this is a translation issue, and he said ni tohe, which is a crewman second class for a space unit and a private second class for a ground unit, and that is the lowest rank in Zeon's military. Ricardo wonders why they think that is. It seems that she isn't good at her job. She has made countless errors and miscalculations. They essentially only use her for trash and drink duty. They assume that she was demoted for obvious reasons. Although very, very weird, Ricardo finds this rather harmless. Meanwhile, Enzo's faction is having a meeting with the newly brainwashed Jessica, who has been broken from being jailed and manipulated with the help of Rudker. Jessica wants to finish the report on the recently missing Enzo. She wants to do this to prove her worth. Rudker wonders if they can trust her, but Enzo allows her to follow through, and if it comes to it, they will simply kill her. Kamuji, Haman, and Char begin their tour. As expected, they run into a lot of fabricated history that leans in favor of EFF. Char mentions that their historical artifacts are still a piece of Zeon history, regardless of the propaganda that they are trying to perpetuate. They have on display the Daikum homestead. This reminds Char of a memory where Sayla was running as a child and fell. She began crying, and the young Casseval came to comfort her. Haman senses this memory. They finish the tour and head out to a building where Kamuji runs her trading company. She steps out for a moment. Char reflects and notes that history is rewritten by the winners. Haman asks Char about her young sister. She said that she read his mind in the museum and saw his childhood. Char snaps at Haman, telling her that just because she is a new type doesn't give her the right to read people's minds. This causes her to cry and run out of the room. She runs out into Zoom City, even though they are supposed to be laying low. Char calls himself an idiot. It is currently 3 a.m. as Kamuji and Char go to look for Haman. At that same time, Natalie is still studying data with Nanai. She realizes that it is late and takes her leave. Before leaving, Nanai asks if the captain was interested in anyone currently. Natalie says that she doesn't think so. Nanai was certain that Natalie was the one. She laughs it off. After she leaves, Nanai notes that she also has data on Lala Soon, but didn't tell Natalie. She begins analyzing it, which is interesting because in Beltachika's Children, which was written 5 years after Char's deleted affair, Mesta doesn't seem to learn about data on Lala until UC 0093. Canon, how does it work? Haman is hiding out in Kamuji's room. She watches her while Char gets some rest. In the S-Field asteroid belt near Axis, Ensign Jessica is inspecting the area. On a spacewalk, she picks up something from Heinz's attack. It has been 2 days since Char snapped at Haman. She hasn't really eaten anything and is still hanging out in Kamuji's room. Natalie, Char, and Kamuji are concerned about her. Natalie goes to see if she could help. Enzo and his team is looking over Jessica's report. Rutger is still concerned about trusting her, but they went through it and it is a sound report and a great excuse for releasing the report as an accident. Enzo thinks they could trust her for now. Later, they have a meeting of higher-ups where they increase mobile suit production along with recruiting civilians to fill all the pilots' roles. He also believes that they won't be staying out in the asteroid belt for too long and they must make moves to return to the Earth sphere. He believes that they will need to create nuclear thrusters on Axis to make it happen. He puts it to a vote. This is apparently all aired live, where Ricardo and the bartender of his favorite tavern are watching on. The bartender believes that the hardliners have made a move since the Major fell ill. He ends the meeting by announcing that Commander Heinz was killed in an accident. This makes Ricardo mad and snaps him out of his drunken stupor. He finally thinks that it is time to contact the captain. Remember, Ricardo was given an encrypted communication line to talk directly to the captain if anything goes bad. He thinks that things have finally gone bad. But remember, they left the communication receiver in Ambrosia. Ebonheart receives Ricardo's message. He then sends the message to Char on Side 3. Then why give it to Ebonheart and why send it without an encryption? This all made... never mind. Char gives the encoded message to Natalie to decrypt. She finds out that Heinz is dead and Maharaja Khan has fallen ill. He gathers the team to inform them of the current situation and says that their mission is cancelled. They are returning to Axis. They also want to not tell Haman about her father's health. They are leaving in 36 hours. Georgius wants to join them, but he finally is being transferred to an office job, so he no longer will have to fight the people that he empathizes with. Kamuji decides to escort them to Ambrosia. Char says that the return to Axis is now a military operation, so Oksana is no longer needed and dismissed. She wants to return to Axis, but she isn't military personnel. Fabian suggests that they allow the team to have leave since they will be cramped up on a ship once again for months. Char allows it. Natalie and Fabian meet up. He plans on carrying out his plan for Enzo, and Natalie has to finally make moves on the captain. She is worried, but Fabian tells her, "Don't worry, girl. I saw that body in the shower the other day. You got a good body." She is embarrassed. Fabian wants to get Haman alone, but he has to take care of the others while making his moves. Andy and Oksana meet up confused about who set up the meeting. Instead of, assuming something fishy is happening, both assume the other is into each other and they just kind of go with it and get drunk. Fabian goes to meet with Haman. Kamuji wonders what he is doing there. He says that Haman invited him, but she could sense that that is a lie. She may not be able to control funnels, but she still has new type powers. Haman was heading out anyways, so Fabian and her go to hang out. Meanwhile, Natalie goes to have a drink with Char. She is nervous and Char can instantly see through her plan. He wonders if Enzo put her up to this. Her silence says everything. She confides in him and says that she is always nervous around the captain. Char could tell that she is nervous because he asked about Enzo and she went off on a tangent. But even through all of that, he sees that her feelings are still genuine and reciprocates by kissing her. Nice. And that will do it for this episode. We are getting a lot of cross sections of the past, along with snippets of Char's counterattack sprinkled throughout this episode. We also get a detailed understanding of how Nanai processes new type data, though I think that Nanai is off and hasn't mastered the data yet. I may be wrong. Next time, I thought we would get into it this episode, but Fabian tries to do a bad touch on Haman, and the team makes their way back to Axis. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, history is written by the winners. Peace.